Hey everyone, it's obviously been a while since I've been on here. I took a bit of a unplanned hiatus at the end of May. I feel like it should be obvious at this point, if you mention that timeline, why some people haven't seen them since then, or why some things have changed since then. But in case you weren't aware, or if you're not clear, the murder of George Floyd happened at that time, and it obviously gripped the nation, but me, myself, as well, and my family in a way that I don't think we've, at least in a very long time, if ever, have ever kind of just like been stunned like that as a nation. And prior to that, probably a week or two before, the events with George Floyd happened right after I had found out about what happened to Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, and I was just like, it was in succession, and it was just like too much for me, and I was shocked that I didn't know about those things because they had happened months before George Floyd's murder. But it was just a reminder, and just like that, you know, cementation that this happens all the time. This kind of violence happens all the time to Black people, and brown people, and indigenous people, queer people. You know, all of this happened right as we were about to start Pride Month. There was a lot of discussion at that point about, you know, just the frequency and basically the epidemic almost happening concurrently of Black trans women being murdered. And it was just a fraught time for me, so I just didn't feel like it felt frivolous to be making planner content, and it felt just tone deaf, to be completely honest with you. And then besides that, at that same time, I had decided I wouldn't be supporting Erin Condren anymore, which was my planner system at the time. And I decided to make that decision because I just felt like the response to those events missed the mark. I felt like there was almost like dereliction of duty that was happening simultaneously, where their community management wasn't reflecting building a community and caring about the community, and it just didn't sit right with me. And while all of us are kind of unlearning, realizing some things, just basically getting more serious about our efforts to not only be not racist but anti-racist, I decided, you know what, planners are a space that I spend a lot of money in, that I have a, you know, I'm not going to say significant influence in, but I have some amount of influence in, and this is an area where I can make change. I can do so affordably, I can do so conveniently, and there are lots of other options open to me. There are some other areas of my life that going forward I do want to start making changes by not supporting certain businesses and trying to find more ethical businesses as an alternative, but there is no alternative that is convenient or affordable to me right now. And that's, like I said, something that is a long-term goal of mine, so I want to start with different areas of my life. That's something that I've already decided for 2021. I want to commit to one area of our household and make changes and only support businesses that we feel are ethical and align with our values. But planners was an easy one to quickly make a change in, and I did so. This video is really not about, it's about everything that's happening here, but really my intention for this video is to show you the new planner systems that I'll be using: an A5 system for a weekly kind of like life overview, and then a A6 system that I'll be using for kind of my daily on the go system, to replace the life planner, and then also the Petite planner that I had been using. So that is essentially where I'm at right now. I did make the decision to stop supporting Erin Condren, the brand, before the graduation events happened, and of course at this point I'm sure probably everybody knows about what happened with the graduation. I made my feelings on that pretty clear the day that it came out on Instagram. It just came out very privileged and very inconsiderate given all that's going on right now, and it just smacked of basically privilege, just not being aware that like there are a lot of other people that look differently, that come from different places, that would never be able to do something like that and get away with it, and in some places be praised for doing what they did. So those events happened, like I said, after I made my decision, but it cemented that conviction for me, and I feel better about what I'm using right now. I am supporting a couple of different shops with the new system that I'm using now. It's definitely different, so I have to get used to it, and I actually have been using some of my inserts already before I filmed this video to kind of get a little bit more familiar and comfortable with the system before I came on here and was like, this is my brand new planner system, and I haven't even planned a week in it yet. I've already made some changes in this system from when I first put it together to when I'm filming now. Some different inserts and things like that. So I'm gonna flip the camera around quickly because I don't want to try and make this, I want to try and make this video not too long, but I did want to make it clear where I stand. So if you were here for life planner content and you no longer want to support me because that's not what I'm going to be doing, totally understand. If you don't agree with my views, I don't really understand, but you're welcome to have those views. And the only thing that I ask is that if you don't agree or you don't want to support anymore, just quietly unsubscribe. I don't need to hear in the comments or don't need you to find me on Instagram and DM me about it. We'll just agree to disagree on this topic and you can move on with your life. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to turn the camera around right now and show you my new systems. So these are the two systems that I'll be using going forward. I've got an A6 or Estelle right here. This is going to be my daily on the go system. And then over here I've got a NOTIQ agenda cover in the quilted black leather. This is the agenda here, and this is in the A5 size, so I'll show this one off first. This is kind of replacing the life planner system for me. So this agenda again is from NOTIQ, and it's got some card slots here. A couple people had asked me about this planner before I showed it in this video, and I mentioned, oh, the card slots don't open, and that was true, but it's really not. So the card slots do open, but the material is very delicate, so like you have to be very gentle when you open these card slots because you don't want to mess up the fabric. So they do open, you just don't really want to have a lot of stuff coming in and out of them a ton, and you don't really want to be super rough with them when you do decide to open up your card slots. So I've got some different cards from Infinity Lotus. I was about to say 8 Lotus, and I'm so grateful to Pasha of Posh Plans for mentioning that the shop is called Infinity Lotus on her stories a few weeks ago, because otherwise I would have thought the shop name was 8 Lotus, but it's not, it's Infinity Lotus. So there is a routine card, a goals card, and a habits card. You can put 5 habits on here, mark the month and week, and track them on a weekly basis. And then you have goals, so you can put up to 5 of them and mark what month they're for. On the top here, the font is really small. It kind of looks like the lettering from when you go to the optometrist and get your vision checked. It's kind of what it reminds me of. But those cards are here. I haven't filled them out yet. I just recently got the card slots open, so I went ahead and put those in there. This is a custom doll from Capital Chic Designs of Moi, and it's one of my treasured planner possessions, so I keep this die cut in a safe place always. This journal card I want to say is from the Peach Palm. It's just a Chanel bag, and then of course this journaling card from Cloth and Paper. Then we get into the actual meat of everything over here. So this is just a piece of acetate that I cut down to size. I got the acetate from, I think, Michael's, and I just have some sticky notes from My Newest Addiction. Yeah, My Newest Addiction on here, and then I can stick other sticky notes if I want to. This vellum I made myself. It was my first time doing printed vellum, and you'll see it was not perfect. On the Dream it kind of dripped a little bit, but it didn't bother me enough, so I printed out this lyric from Beyonce on here. And then this is just a scrapbook paper, more scrapbook paper, and then I made this little like card. So this card is from, I think, Inkwell Press. I got it ages ago when I used to be in rings in an Inkwell Press, and then what I did is basically turn it into like almost like a washi dashboard. I put some Simply Gilded washi on it and put this die cut from BunnyPlans on it. Of course, I love Prosecco, so had to have a nod to Prosecco. And then all of the dividers are from Cloth and Paper. They're her glass dividers, and basically what I did is I got some clear removable sticker paper that you can take on and off, and put some white vinyl and just put it on top of the sticker paper. So in case I ever want to change what this divider is used for, what it's labeled as, the font, color, whatever, I have the option to do so. This is my monthly section. Vellum from 8 Lotus, or Infinity Lotus, sorry, I'm gonna get that right. My monthly inserts are also from Infinity Lotus. I'm gonna try and keep the monthly a simple design, so a little bit of washi, some stickers, the minimal stickers from Banana Doodle Shop. I think she's rebranded to Caffeine and Paper is her new shop, so double check on that, but I'll make sure it's linked in the description too. But I'm trying to keep it pretty simple. I do have some functional stickers, I think from Chrissy Designs coming, that are, I think, size for the Petite planner from Erin Condren, but I think would probably fit in here just fine, so I'll be using that going forward in my monthly section. One thing I did want to note about these inserts before I move on is they do kind of have almost like what is a monthly dashboard section. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it's at the end of the insert versus at the beginning, which is my brain what I'm used to, but I gotta get used to a new system, so I'm gonna do my best to adapt to this change. And basically you can have like your top 3, so maybe your top 3 goals. And, you know, for me, I usually would do blog posts that I wanted to write. Birthdays could be there if you wanted to do important dates, and then any to-dos that you have during the month you could go ahead and put there. So I didn't do it for July, because I had gotten these after July started, but I will definitely give it a try for August. This vellum I also printed myself. This is a quote from Glennon Doyle. She's an author. Her recent book Untamed I read this year, and it was really great, and I love this quote from her. It says, "Be careful with the stories you tell about yourself." And then this scrap of paper is basically legendary in the planner community. It's this, you know, blush pink paper with these gold bows. It's been at Michael's forever, and at one point it was like very sought after. That paper is what I put there, and I've had it in my stash for a while. Right now I'm using Jesenia Printables for my weekly inserts. I've got her week on 4 pages, so we've got a sidebar here, 5 days of the week, the work week basically, and then the weekend here with some other sections. So you've got a happy thought, reminders for next week, notes to yourself, to do, work to do, priorities, and don't forget. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to do with either of these. Notes kind of seems redundant. I don't know that I would really use this, because notes are basically, for me, a to-do list, or, you know, this code or something there. I don't really know what I'm going to do with that yet, or if I will do anything with it. And then for work to do, I probably won't use this very much for my actual work, because my work to-dos I manage separately outside of a paper planner system. And so what I think I might end up using this for, once I get my other content planner set up, I got the content planner. I feel like I was maybe one of the last people to buy it, because it got sold out, or it sold out almost immediately after I bought one. But I might go ahead and any of the to-dos that I have from the content planner maybe replicate into here, so it's kind of like in both places to remind my brain. But I'm not there yet, so we'll revisit that. But this is what the insert looks like without stickers on it. So it's just vertical. It's the width of the 1.5, you know, standard width in the planner community for stickers. So you can use a lot of kits in here, which is, you know, part of what attracted me to this layout, was that I could continue to use kits in it. This particular kit is from Ann Laz. It's one of her Animal Crossing kits, and of course all of us are very into Animal Crossing right now, I'm sure. Then we get my self-care section. So my self-care section, I've got this card from Wildly Noted. She's a new to me shop that I started shopping with at the end of last month, at the end of last month I bought some stuff from her. Really excited. She's got some gorgeous journal cards, which are kind of scattered throughout later on into this agenda, so I'll show that in a minute here. So just some ideas for self-care. Then we've got a journal card from TheCoffeeMonsterzCo. So then we have the more superficial version of self-care here. It is just really pretty. It's, you know, maybe not necessarily what I always consider to be self-care, though I do think outside care can sometimes be a form of self-care, but I don't think that's where it ends or begins necessarily. But I do love this black, pink, and white. I just think it's really classic, so I included that here. Then I've got a gratitude insert from Infinity Lotus. I kind of flipped over because I already filled out this part of it, and I don't really want to share that with you all, but this has been probably the most consistent I've ever been with gratitude journaling. I put 3 things down every single day, or most days of the week, and it's been a really healthy way for me to find something good with all that is going on in the world right now. So then we get into the wellness. This is, I think, from the anniversary box from Once More With Love, but regardless, it's a die cut from Once More With Love. This is my wellness insert. I started using it last week. I'm still getting used to it. I haven't been super consistent with it yet. I don't use this part a ton. What I've been using it for is habit tracking, so vitamins and meditation is what I've been putting there, but you can put your meals, your workout, your hydration goals for the day, anything like that in this insert. I do believe she has like another insert that's very similar but maybe more specific in some ways, so I would just check out, this is Jesenia Printables, I would check out her website to see what different options there are and see which one you like best. So then we get into the skincare routine. So you can do daytime, it's by daytime and nighttime. This is from Cloth and Paper, so you put your different products here, you put, you know, when you did them, what day of the week, all that kind of stuff. You can mark results. I don't really think I'm going to be marking results on a daily basis for these products, but I can at least, like, maybe at the end of the week note, like if I had a breakout in a certain area or anything like that. Skincare being more diligent about my skincare was a goal for myself in 2020, and I think this insert for the second half of the year is going to help me stay more on track with that goal. So I'm really excited about this insert and having it. Moving on, I've got this card slot holder. It's from ShopBrooklynGraceCo, and I'll link her shop in the description as well. And these are all journaling cards from Wildly Noted. So it says, owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we'll ever do. It's a quote by Brené Brown. There's another quote here: to exist is to change is to mature is to go on creating oneself endlessly, and that's by Henri Bergson. Those are some cute little cards, very motivational, from Wildly Noted. And then we have the books section here. It's kind of absurd that I have a whole section for books, so I might revise this section a little bit because I don't know how often I'm going to use it to really justify having a whole section for it, to be completely honest. I have my book log here, and these are all the books that I've read this year, along with the ratings that I gave them on Goodreads. My goal for this year is to read 12 books, and right now I think I'm up to 9. I'm in my 9th book right now, and number 10 is on the way, so I will definitely be surpassing that goal in this year, so long as I don't get lazy the rest of the year. So that's just this section here, not a whole lot to it. The finance section, this card is from my newest addiction, and then this is just another scrapbook paper. And then I didn't mention this, but the top tabs, these black ones here, are from Cloth and Paper. And this is the budget section for my finance area. Separated it by budget and tracker, so there's a debt and savings tracker back here, and then there's a budget up front. So these inserts are from Dear Planner, and she is also on Etsy. She's a shop that I used to support years ago when I used to be in rings more consistently, but I love her inserts. The paper is really nice. It's very nice quality. They're very thick, but not like thick to the point where it's like cardstock or anything like that. Very smooth. Her cuts are perfect. She must have some mass production system because they're like perfect every single time, but love her inserts. And then I do have the debt tracker and savings tracker. So I only have one credit card debt that I still need to finish paying off. I need to put that in here to track that a little bit better. And then for savings, I haven't marked what the progress has been on them yet, but I did set up a savings tracker for a future car, house, and future vacation. And then another card slot holder. This is also from Shop Brooklyn Grace, and these cards are also from Wildly Noted. So more of those in here. And then I made this little acetate with these like palms on it. It was just kind of like an experiment. You can see it kind of came out okay. I had hoped to do more of it, but it was an experiment. But I didn't want to throw away the work that I had done, so I weeded what I could and still put it in the planner. But definitely that's going to be another experiment I try down the road in the future. I've got this rose gold heart scrapbook paper, and then my miscellaneous section is basically a perpetual calendar. So in here I just have different folks' birthdays. This insert is not one that you can buy because I made it myself, for myself. I always liked having a perpetual calendar in my previous system. It's helpful for me to remember people's birthdays from my monthly section, which is what I go off of to keep track of people's birthdays, so I felt it was necessary to make that. And then I've got a zipper pouch envelope holder. This is also from Shop Brooklyn Grace. I've got some stickers from Banana Doodle Shop in there, and then a page lifter from Shop Brooklyn Grace. This journaling card I got ages ago, I think at the first Go Wild, so I could not tell you the source of this card even if I wanted to, because I don't remember anymore. This is from BunnyPlans, and then this is from, I think, a paper pad from Michaels. That's my A5 system. This will be my weekly setup. Even when I do return to work, though I don't know when that will be, I still remain working from home for the time being. This will stay here at my house, and then the daily system, which I'm about to show you, will be what I take with me on the go. So the daily system I got here is from Estelle. This is Cherry Blossom, I believe. I did actually get this one as an oops. There are some minor things that I guess you could consider an oops, but they're so hard to tell that it was worth it, in my opinion, to snag one. So these die cuts are TheSmushedPeach. This is Trixie Mattel, and this is Ben de la Creme from RuPaul's Drag Race. I love those die cuts. I used to use them in a previous ring system that I had before, previous life. It felt like, I want to say this die cut is from BunnyPlans, but I don't quite totally remember anymore. It's been a while. And then this one I do know is from BunnyPlans. This card is from Cloth and Paper, and I think the one behind it is either from Cloth and Paper or Infinity Lotus, I'm not sure. This little card here is from Hello Petite Paper, I think. It's so funny because I got this card when I got her New Year's kit, and I was so hopeful for 2020 to be such a glamorous, awesome year, and it's turned out to be quite a mess, so that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This acetate is from a pack that I think I got at another planner event I went to years ago by Teresa. So I have that here. All the dividers from here are from Cloth and Paper, her glass dividers, and then all the little stickers here are from Libbie Co. And I just didn't want to bother with the vinyl, and even though it looks gorgeous in the A5 planner, it was a lot of work, so I skipped those this time and kept it simple for the A6. This is my inbox dashboard that I have from Cloth and Paper, as well as a pocket here in case I want to put, business card, receipt, anything like that. This is yet another acetate from Teresa over this vellum from Cloth and Paper, and then some more journaling paper. This is a monthly from Cloth and Paper. This I'm going to keep pretty simple, just track appointments and paydays. I don't really think I'll be putting people's birthdays and stuff like that in here. I'll kind of be keeping that more in the A5 system. And then this is my daily system. So it starts out with this vellum, this hard dashboard from Cloth and Paper. And then it goes into this morning mindset list, which she has on her website, so you can check that out if you're interested. It's just basically 6 prompts to think about what your mindset you want it to be for the day, to have maybe a successful, healthy, productive, whatever it might be, sort of day that you're looking for. Then we've got this vellum from Cloth and Paper, and this scrapbook paper from whatever store I bought it from ages ago. This is a die cut from, I think, Banana Doodle Shop, aka Caffeine and Plans. So this is brand new because I just got this A6 agenda on Friday, so I literally just jumped into using this system. So these inserts are from Dear Planner. I felt really bad yesterday. I ate a pint of Ben & Jerry's on Friday night, and I am officially at an age where I can't do that anymore, lest I want to be very sick the next day, which is what happened to me yesterday. So I basically spent the whole day in bed and just finished Pose, which was excellent, by the way. If you have not watched it, I highly recommend you do so. But yeah, I've been using her. I'm going to start using her inserts on a daily basis to keep track of my to-dos, keep track of my water, if any mail arrives, all that kind of stuff going forward. This magnetic bookmark is from Capital Chic Designs. It was part of her collection at Michael's. That's what my dailies are going to look like going forward. This insert from Dear Planner I've used in previous systems when I had a personal size planner. I used these when I did, I think it was Pocket. I had these at some point too, so I really like these inserts. They're some of my favorites. Going forward, jumping ahead, we have the self-care section. This is from, I think it was from Grumpy Bear Sticker Co, but I think she's Bare Necessities now. So this is die cut from her, and then more of that rose gold heart, pink, and white kind of paper. And then we get into my habit tracker. So this is just a habit tracker. My self-care section obviously is a little bit more, there's a lot more to it in the A5 system, but in the A6 I'm keeping it simple. It's just habit tracking, so that way it's easy, on the go. I can mark things as they happen, so if I'm at work and I complete one of those things, I can just check it off, or whatever it might be whenever I do get to go back to work, of course. But this will be what I use for my habit tracking. I am excited to start using these inserts because I was using a Hobonichi before I got this A6 system, and I've always loved the Hobonichi for my habit tracking, and it's a really great planner. I would definitely recommend it, but I like having everything in one place, and the Hobonichi there isn't enough room to have all of this stuff. So that's where I'll be doing my habit tracking. This dashboard of vellum is from Cloth and Paper. This vellum is from Michael's, I believe, and then again scrapbook paper from Michael's. This sticker is from Capital Chic Design, so it's a sticker version of the die cut that I showed earlier. I've got a pocket here because this is my finance section, so in case I need to put money or put a receipt or a bill or something like that, I can stick that in here. And then this is my spending tracker. So on Friday I went to Wendy's, took my son. He loves bacon, so once a month I usually try to take him to Wendy's and get him a junior bacon cheeseburger. It's really silly, but it makes him very happy on a Friday when I pick him up from school, and he's able to do that. And then I did go ahead and purchase the Saddle, I believe it's called, A5 planner from Cloth and Paper. So I officially will not be spending anything on planner stuff the rest of the month after this. But yeah, my goal is to use the spending tracker, since it will be my on-the-go planner, with me wherever I go, and kind of keep myself a little bit more accountable about how much money I'm spending. Then we get into my notes section. So this die cut, I can't remember where it's from, so I'm not going to try and even pretend like I can remember the source. And then just, you know, a random scrapbook paper. And then my goal for this is, in my previous system, in the back of the life planner, I had lists for like books I want to read, restaurants to try, ideas for date night, ideas for family activities. And so each one of these pages, I'll be making some lists for those different sorts of things. So that is the intention of the system here. And then the miscellaneous section, I actually don't have any inserts or anything for yet. It is to be determined. So for now, I just have this blank notebook from Simply Gilded that I got in the sub box ages ago, and that's all I have here for right now. And then of course I've got the same journaling card that I have in the NOTIQ agenda in here as well. So that is my new planning system. This one in particular is really new to me, so I am excited to start using it in the coming week and kind of give you some more feedback as I go along. But I did try and keep the deco pretty simple in here, but honestly the deco pretty simple with both planners. I'm sure there's some minimalist planners that are cackling right now at me even saying that the deco is minimal, but yeah, in previous iterations of my planner rings lives, I would go really hard with the die cuts and stickers and washi dashboards and all that kind of stuff, but I tried to keep this a little bit more simple. So scrapbook paper, you know, here and there to not make it so boring, but at the same time not overloading these planners with too much stuff because they're gonna get thick. I also I did use a sticker you'll see here. I just want to mention this really quick. In this spread here, I'll use stickers occasionally in these dailies, but I probably wouldn't be using them a ton too often. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, thanks for being here and watching this whole video. I'm sorry it's so long. Normally my videos are not quite this long. I do try to keep them way more efficient. If you like what you saw and you want to subscribe, please click the button below to subscribe. To all of my long-term subscribers who've been here for the long haul and will continue to remain with me after this video airs, I just want to say thank you so much for your ongoing support and love. It means a lot to me, and you guys are the reason why I keep coming back to keep making videos. So I love you guys so much. Have a great week. I will see you back next week for another planner video.